Hello everyone, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I have a few card ideas to share featuring a new to me product by my friend Bibi Cameron. A few weeks ago, Bibi reached out to me and asked me if I would like to play with her new product. And of course, I said yes, because first of all, I wanted to support my friend. She is launching a new product, a new collection with contact crafts called Intense Liquid Colors. And reason number two, I love to play with new products, so I couldn't wait to get my hands on these goodies and give them a try. So here's a look at the boxes that I received from Bibi. Thank you so much, Bibi, for sending these to me. These are Intense Liquid Colors. These are high quality, vibrant, translucent, water-based paints with excellent blendability and dispersion. I'm reading the description off the website. These are perfect for detailed artwork or for fun and creative craft projects. They are available in 3 color palettes. There is a Bohemian Regals, Retro Brides, and Tuscany Earth. And each palette includes 8 colors, and they all come in 30 milliliter bottles. So there's plenty of product in each of these bottles. The colors are carefully crafted and carefully grouped together to give you the best results. There are many different ways how these products can be used. In this video, I will show you how to create colored cardstock and use that for die cutting. I gathered some supplies from my stash to get started, and here I have a Yasutomo palette. This is a porcelain palette available on the Spellbinders website, and you will need some sort of palette to work with these products, especially if you want to mix the different colors. And by the way, yes, you can mix the different colors to create either lighter colors or darker colors or totally new colors, and you will see me do that in this video. So here I'm opening the rest of the boxes. I'm loving these colors so far. They're very beautiful, very vibrant. Bibi asked me if I had like a favorite color pack in mind, and I really love the brights colors, but she insisted on sending me all of the colors from this collection, and I'm so grateful because these are absolutely fabulous. There's also a sparkle base set, and those add a touch of sparkle to your project. So there's gold, there's silver, there's copper, and bronze. And these can be used alone or they can be mixed with the other colors. I also received 2 empty bottles, and you can use those to mix the other colors and create new colors in the bottles. Or like I just showed you, you can use a palette if you want. So let's go ahead and get started and make some beautiful projects. When it comes to watercolor, it is best to use watercolor paper. I went through my stash, and while I do have watercolor paper, I also have Better Press paper. And Better Press paper essentially is watercolor paper, but it is the smooth, really nice and smooth watercolor paper. So this is what I'm going to use for my card and for my video. You can, of course, use watercolor paper. You can even try this on regular cardstock, but you will always get the best results on high quality watercolor paper. I also love Arches watercolor paper, and if I didn't have any of the Better Press paper, I probably would have used my Arches. Next, I have my Yasutomo watercolor palette. I have selected several colors from Bibi's collection. I have a brush. Now, this is an older brush from my stash. This brush is by Jane Davenport. This used to be manufactured by Spellbinders, but it's no longer available. You can use any brush you have in your stash. I picked this particular brush because it's probably the biggest, the widest brush that I have, and I needed a large brush to be able to apply color quickly. I also have a Spellbinders water mister, and I use that to wet my brush before starting to work. You don't really need the mister. You can just have a bucket of water and wet your brush like this. So here I applied the first color, which is saffron, and I absolutely adore this color. It's so beautiful, so intense. It's like right up my alley. For my next panel, I'm experimenting a little bit, and I'm trying to do a gradient. So I have the concentrated saffron at the top, and I faded it a little bit down to the bottom. I did not fade it out completely, but just a little bit. Next, I'm going to play with emerald and see what this color looks. I did wash my brush and I did clean my work surface, my glass mat, just to make sure that I don't have any color contamination. So this color is a little bit too bright and too green for my taste. So I'm going to mix it up with some other colors and see how that looks. I'm going to go with a blue-green. I'm a fan of dark, dramatic colors, so this is what I'm doing. I'm mixing up the different colors. By the way, there's also black, and you can definitely add black to your colors to darken them and make them more vivid and more saturated. Okay, this now gives me a darker green, but I still want this to be a slightly different. So I'm going to add this blue color and see how that looks. Mixing all the colors up in my Yasutomo palette and going to spread this over my Better Press paper. And I think I really love this particular shade. I'm setting all of these colors aside to dry. I actually have my Glimmer hot foil system turned on. I have some paper towels over the Glimmer, and I'm setting these panels on top of Glimmer because Glimmer provides heat and that helps me dry my panels quicker. So for my next color, I'm using the blue-green, and I'm trying this color alone on the cardstock, but also adding this color directly to the paper to see if I can get a more saturated color. I wasn't quite liking how dark this was, so I came in with black and I darkened it a little bit. So here I'm mixing the black. I'm adding a little bit of that blue-green again. I'm going to mix the two colors with my brush and reapply this onto the paper, and now you can see that this is much darker. Now you can do 2 coats of color, so let one color dry, apply one layer, let it dry, and then come back and apply another layer to get a darker color if you want to. So this is a great way to create colored cardstock for your die cutting. You can also use these mediums to create backgrounds, different watercolor backgrounds. You can have solid layer backgrounds, gradient backgrounds, or, mix the different colors on the panel, spritz the panel with water to help the pigment move and have different unique backgrounds. So I kept experimenting and I kept creating backgrounds and panels for my die cutting. I had a card idea in mind. I wanted to die cut big, bold blooms. I had the Spellbinders Club Blooms die set in mind, and I wanted to create colorful panels to cut the flowers from. You can also use these to color your stamped images or Better Press images. These blend beautifully, these dilute with water beautifully, and you can have such stunning results with them. You would just need to use a much smaller brush and apply the color with a smaller brush to your images. I have also seen people using these to color embossed panels. You can use a 3D embossing folder, emboss the folder using the Better Press cardstock or watercolor cardstock, and then color the image using these. That way you will end up having a no-line coloring look. These paints did stain my hands a little bit. Here I'm showing you my hands after I was done making my panels. I went to wash my hands and I noticed that I wasn't able to get rid of all of the ink right away. So this is just something to keep in mind. Of course, I did not scrub my hands too hard. I just washed them regularly, and by the end of the day, the color was gone, but it did not wash off after I washed them once. Here I decided I needed to try the gold color, and I added the gold over the yellow panel. My mistake here was adding it over like this, as it picked up some of the gold from underneath. It moved some of that color and I did not quite like it. So I then changed things up. I mixed it with the gold and I reapplied that using the brush onto half of this panel. This created a beautiful shimmer panel, which was very similar in the finished result to the brushed black cardstock. I would say you can use the sparkle bases and color over your regular colored cardstock to add a little bit of sheen and shine and shimmer to your regular cardstock and make it a little bit more luxurious, I would say. With my panels done, I let them dry. Like I said, I was using my Glimmer hot foil system to dry them. And next I started die cutting. I used the Spellbinders Club Bloom dies and I die cut a bunch of the larger flowers from my panels. So I assembled the flowers using glue and foam adhesive squares, and I made a few simple cards. I wanted to make quick cards with a happy birthday sentiment, so I hot foiled a happy birthday sentiment at the bottom of each panel, and then I created a floral arrangement in the center. I also used the gold sparkle base to add a little splatter to each of the panels. I wanted to see how the sparkle base would look on white and also on black cardstock. I'm using one of the dishes, heart-shaped dishes from Danica. These are available in the Spellbinder shop. I'm using a water brush. This is a small water brush, and I'm just splattering the gold onto the panel. I loved how it looked on both white and black, and it showed on both white and black. So that tells me that these paints can be used on both white and black cardstock surfaces. Next, I used black foam adhesive squares for the black panel and white foam adhesive squares for the white panel, and I just created little floral arrangements to finish my cards. These are simple. I just have some die cutting done, a little foiled sentiment, some splatter, and that is it. I enjoyed creating with the liquid watercolors, as these gave me the ability to create my own unique colors of cardstock. I was able to mix the colors that I needed by adding a little bit more black and making darker colors. Especially liked mixing the blue and the green to create my own unique shade of blue-green. And I loved adding the sparkle bases to my colors to make them sparkle. So here's a look at the cards I created using these products from Bibi. I finished these by adding color essential gems in teal, and I love the result. So this is a look at the cards I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for the products that I mentioned in my video, if you're looking to purchase these intense liquid watercolors by Bibi, I do have links to various places online where you can find them. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. Love you guys, and I'll see you again next time.